Yo, what up, my Shadow armies? It is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another RWBY video. So yes, today I'll be doing a video about what RWBY means to me. The reason why I want to make this video because I thought nobody ever made a video about what RWBY means to them or to me or anyone until I came across one YouTuber who made a video about it like what, a couple of years ago or a year ago or something like that. I thought I found two, but one doesn't count because the second one was just him playing around with his kid, but that doesn't seem right because that's not what the title is about. And but I don't consider that as a count as the second one. But I already came across one video about it, and he gave his thoughts about what RWBY means to him in general. So I think I should do one about what does RWBY means to me. Well, ever since my uncle got me into Discover Rooster Teeth and got me into watch Red vs. Blue, a year later he got me into RWBY by watching the very first episode of Volume 1 titled RWBY Rose, which is the first premiere of the first volume of RWBY that was created by Monty Ohm. And this is like we have Volume 1 through 3 before Volume 4 through 8 that we have. And when I first saw RWBY in action activate her weapon transform into a scythe, I got hooked to the story, got hooked to the characters, the weapon, the action, etc. And it got me invested for the characters, the stories, the plot, the setting, and etc. I just enjoy RWBY as a whole. I don't see no bad things or anything about RWBY. Yeah, there's some. I do love RWBY as a whole. I do have some favorite and least favorite of RWBY volumes, but I still love them. I still enjoy them. Hell, before Volume 8 premiered, I rewatched the entire 7th volume to be prepared for Volume 8. And I might do that again for premiere for Volume 9 because why the hell not? So I can have a little bit recap. While I was doing that, I was rewatching all the volume when I watched Volume 1 through 7. I feel heartwarming and yet enjoyable because you see the animation what it was before back in 8 years ago in 2013. That's where Volume 1 came out, 2013. Until volume 8. While you watch it now, you can see how long you can tell this show came a long way from the animation, the stories, etc. It is all because of Monty. And when I finally caught up with RWBY Volume 1 through 3, when I watched the ending of Volume 3, and when they show the credits, when they show Monty Ohm, to be honest though, I was new to the fandom of the RWBY and I did not know who Monty Ohm was until I discovered that Monty Ohm was the creator of the show of RWBY, and I felt like an asshole. I didn't know, and it made me feel depressed as hell that Monty was the one who created it, and it was heartbreaking to me. And whenever his birthday comes or the day that he passed away, it made me feel depressed and yet sad that Monty's not here to see that his show, his baby, is still going on strong, etc. And Monty will be very proud. But there's some fans out there having mixed problems how RWBY is going now, and I don't like some fans are doing rewriting or rebooting their own ideas with their own version of ideas of RWBY, which I don't like that. And I don't like people making content talking shit about RWBY. Like, if you hate the show that much, why are you wasting your time watching watching the series and making videos about it? And what you're wasting your time, and for those people who are rebooting and rewriting the story because you don't like how the show started from the beginning towards now, you're just being disrespectful to Monty Ohm's creation. So you have no rights to do that, and you need to stop watching and carrying on the series as a whole. And that's how I really feel. And the thing is, the characters I actually could relate. Like, I could relate with RWBY because I was kind of similar to her age because I was an outcast, having a hard time making new friends. I'm a nerdy geek to this day. I actually could relate to Wyatt because she's the second sibling, which I am a second sibling because I have a half brother who's older than me, so I could relate to Wyatt on that, and also RWBY, and also I could relate to Wyatt and Yang because they're also the older sibling as well, because Yang is the older sibling, Wyatt is the second older sibling to Willow, not Willow, I forget Wyatt's brother's name, but whatever. But also I could relate to Winter as well because she's also the oldest as well. Blake, I also... Oh wait, let me go back to Wyatt. I actually could relate with Wyatt's family issues, father issues, etc. Yeah, I definitely could relate to Wyatt on that. I actually could relate with Blake because she likes to be alone. She doesn't want to tell anyone what's wrong with her. She pushed everyone away so she could deal with the problems on her own. She doesn't tell anyone what is wrong with her, etc. Why does she doesn't tell or talk to anyone about it? Yeah, and also she likes to run away with a problem, likes to be alone. I'm actually kind of like that. I usually like to be alone, and sometimes I run away from problems because I don't want to get involved. You know what I mean? So I actually could relate to Blake. And also Yang, again, I actually could relate to that she's an older sibling, and also I could relate to her because she has anger issues, and also she's a total bitch. And in reality, I'm an asshole to everyone recently, but I actually could relate to Yang as a whole. So pretty much, I actually could relate the entire characters of Team RWBY in their own way, and their development of their issues and their personalities, you know what I mean? And it made me feel care for all the characters the entire series. There's some characters that I hate in a good way, and that is why the show is so good, because it gets you invested to the story, plot, setting, and characters and their development. It make you feel care for the characters and make you feel hate to the characters in a good way. That is how the show is really good. And then after Monty passed away, everyone started creating their own fan-made animation, fan fiction, fan OCs, etc. It's all because of Monty Ohm. If we didn't have Monty Ohm, this man right here, we wouldn't have RWBY, we wouldn't have anything, because this is Monty Ohm's dream. His dream is to create something that he loved. For those people who do not know, Monty Ohm was the creator of Dead Fantasy, and also the animation fight between Master Chief versus Samus Aran, which I did not know at the time until I discovered it about a few years ago, actually, and I totally forgot about it when I reacted to the animation. I totally forgot about it. But it's all because of Monty. Monty's dream is to become an animator, to bring his animation to life and bring his dream into reality, which he did by creating this show of RWBY. This show was because of Monty, and he put all his heart and his passion to all of this. And Monty is the bottom is that you can follow your dream and bring it into reality, and that's what Monty Omi did. He finally achieved his dream before he died. He finally complete his dream into reality that he wants to do, create his own animation and bring it into the world so people can enjoy. And back when I talk about when I recap all the volumes, when I watched the entire volume 1 through 3, it made, again, I really do feel heartwarming and really how much appreciated the series has been going and is going well so far. And again, this is all because my uncle got me into it, and I just decided to do RWBY content on this channel. And I really am glad that all of y'all people really enjoy these RWBY content as a whole. I know I'm not getting comments about any of it, but I'm glad there was one person who did comment it on my what if Pyrrha didn't die against Cinder? I think it was like what, part 4 or yeah, I think it was part 4 that he asked like, how come this guy does, how come I don't have that many subscribers, yada yada yada. And he said I made really good content of RWBY content, and I really appreciated that there's some people out there watching my RWBY content but not leaving a comment that they really appreciate that I do RWBY content, because I love RWBY. I will never stop loving it, and RWBY is a special place to my heart, right next to Star Wars, the original Teen Titans, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Identity, The Walking Dead, Transformer, Devilman Crybaby, Bleach, Dragon Ball, and pretty much any franchise that is a special place to my heart, which I might make a video about 12 shows, or no, if I had 12 franchise that is a special place to my heart. Then you guys will see soon whenever I get the chance to make the video. And no matter what, I only support the show of Red vs. Blue, and RWBY is all because of Monty. I only support Monty of his work, because RWBY was created by Monty, no one else, just Monty. And I only support him and RWBY and other works that he's been in. That's it. I don't support Rooster Teeth. I only support the shows of Red vs. Blue and RWBY, and support Monty Omen. I really appreciate Monty that he created this amazing show. Without you, man, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have any of this. I wouldn't even make this video in the beginning, etc. It's all because of you. And I really appreciate it, man. It sucks that you had to pass away with something that you were allergic to. For those people who do not know, he passed away when he was at a doctor's appointment and was getting shot by a needle. Then in the liquid was honey, because he's allergic to honey, so he died by allergic reaction. That's how he passed away, and it was devastated to everyone, including the fans, including me, because it was hard for me to watch of the tribute of Monty Ohm that the Rooster Teeth made. It was hard for me to watch Murder Birds do a video when him and the friends are having a funeral of Monty Ohm, when he recorded a video to Monty Ohm's room, and they really break tears in my eye. And also listen to music Cold that was especially for Pyrrha and Monty. And the music Cold does tear me up, because it's hard for me not to listen watching the video of his tribute and Murder Birds video. It was hard for me to watch, and it's I don't know, I think I better move on before I start tearing up. But the show knows how to get you invested, etc. And one thing I totally forgot to mention, RWBY knows how to hit you in a fucking heart. Like, literally, there's a lot of scenes feel emotional to the characters because you feel care, but you see characters that you starting to grow attached to die right in front of you on screen. It tears a lot of people up, put people depressed. Like, for example, Pyrrha's death came out of fucking nowhere. It devastated everyone. Seeing the video footage of Pyrrha on Volume 4, Chapter 2, that put me depressed, man. I was depressed as hell. And none of that is, in Volume 6, when they show the statue of Pyrrha, that's where I broke down and cried, my dude. I cried and cried because, again, RWBY knows how to hit you in the damn heart. They really do know how, and I get the feeling that RWBY's gonna do it again in Volume 8 when the theory that Ren might die. If that is true, then oh god, I'm gonna cry in public. Oh god, I'm gonna cry in public when I record my reaction so I can post it on TikTok. Oh god, I'm gonna break down in tears, man. Y'all guys might get to see me cry or something like that. And the one thing does put the special place in my heart is rewatching some good fight scene, rewatching some the emotion clips from RWBY as a whole, because it never gets old. It makes you feel depressed and sad and enjoyable, heartwarming, etc. when you're watching the full episode or some clips or AMV, reading fan fiction, etc. It's a special place to my heart of RWBY as a whole, and that's what RWBY is to me. Is a special place to my heart. No matter what, I will always love this series. I will always support the show. I will always keep doing RWBY content as a whole. It's all because of Monty Ohm, the creator himself, and thanks to my uncle, Diamondtrona1, who got me into RWBY in the first place, and Red vs. Blue as well. So shout out to him as well. I honestly have nothing else to say about RWBY as a whole, what it means to me. But the question I have for you guys, what does RWBY means to you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my GoFundMe page will also be down below in the description box. You guys know the drill about the donation and support, etc. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Kneel before, shout out Critias. I'll see you guys later.